Welcome, I am the Kaiju no Kami, and today I'm going to review ultraseven X. Yeah, this is a thing. It happened.
For the 40th anniversary of ultraseven, Tsuburaya decided to create its first ever fully adult Ultra show aimed at older viewers, especially those who grew up on the original ultraseven. It also helps that another adult Toku show named Garo was highly successful at doing this, so they figured why not. Thus, we enter a bleak world that looks like something out of Repo the Genetic Opera.
Unfortunately, it's not even remotely as creative or interesting as that world. But I digress. Let's take a look at this shit stain and see where it went wrong.
The heroes.
Did you love all of the characters from ultraseven with all their diverse personalities and enjoyable character moments? If so, expect none of that here.
In Ultra Garrison's place is a faceless organization known as Deus,
More like douches.
who will remotely assign their agents missions.
That's pretty much it. Oh, and all the agents wear black all the time, so I'm going to assume that this series is set in the same universe as Godzilla Final Wars.
Our only agents are Jin, K, and S.
Wait a minute, no wonder they are all wearing black. They're taking the concept of Men in Black literally.
Anyway, if you expect these characters to be deep and engaging, think again. Jin wakes up at the start of the series and has no memory of who he is. A strange woman hands him a pair of glasses, which we know is the Ultra Eye, and tells him he must save the world. He manages to join up with his partner K, and then S is assigned to help them out as well. The trio are played by Irek Yoza, Tomohito Wakazaki, and Anri Ban, while Sakai Kagami acts as the mysterious woman. Kamen Rider Kiva fans may remember Saki as the Fangire Queen, while funnily enough, Wakazaki was in Godzilla Final Wars. So Jin learns that he can transform into some red giant warrior who fights evil, but you wouldn't know it considering how little ultraseven is even in this show. While the original show may not have had 7 in it that often as much either, the series still revolved around him thanks to his persona of Dan. Here, Jin and 7 feel like two entirely different people, and the writing gives the impression that this was supposed to be some other show that they tacked an Ultra character onto at the last minute to get the TV station to approve it. This series is only 12 episodes, and I'd say ultraseven is on screen for maybe 10-15 minutes in total.
And that's probably actually being generous. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot shorter than that.
Jin also doesn't even transform in episodes 10 and 11, which I guess is because they realized they needed to give the show a plot at the last minute. Of course, they also forgot to make these characters interesting considering how bland and boring they are. They also can't seem to act either.
マジで打つと思ったかどこまでお前が本気か試したんだよ
Finally, we have dialogue like this.
まさかお前が本当に救世主だったとはな
Neither can I. Neither can I.
The villains.
With the heroes being so bland, this show has got to make up for it with the villains being interesting, right? Nope.
That's cute if you think that. It has several villains, but there's really only a few that are remotely memorable. The first one is an alien called Hupnath, who resides in human form until an event occurs that sends it on a bloodthirsty rage. Honestly though, it's not the Hupnath herself that is memorable, but more so due to the episode it appears in that also happens to give some nice homages to Hitchcock.
ドラッグ最近はバーティゴとかいう合成麻薬が主流らしいノーマン愛する母親の死を受け入れられず自ら母親を演じた殺人鬼の青年の名前さ
The other alien is named Jujin, who looks like a cross between the Gillman and a Cenobite.
Cenobite. Wait, no. Sorry guys. My brain's trailing. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Although, yeah, a Cenobite would probably be far more enjoyable than this Rancor dung right now.
The Jujun originally had a human form before he was mutated by stepping into a pool.
Well, that brings a whole new meaning to that commercial. If you don't clean out your pool, you won't know what might come out of it.
Outside of those two, we have some bug creatures that look like the hoppers from Metroid, a giant cockroach man thing, some dudes with masks that have tennis birdies for mouths.
Although I guess it could be worse, it could be plungers.
Some spaceships, Rubik cubes, and whatever the hell this thing is. Oh, and while they are not evil per se, we have the Blue Man group. The effects and music.
Remember how I highly praised Ultraman and ultraseven for having some truly outstanding effects work, despite being from the 60s? Well, with this show, expect the opposite of that. And this is from 2007.
Good God, is this show ugly as all frickin' hell. The city looks so damn fake with all of its Big Brother-like blimps. It's also very cloudy looking, as if they used the same camera filter Garo had used, but tried to make it edgier, thinking making it blurrier would do the trick. What is worse though are the giant-sized battles. Whenever a monster or ultraseven grows, it looks so goddamned phony. It is horrendous and an insult to everything these shows stand for. The rest of the effects are pretty awful too.
Remember in the original series when ultraseven would throw his eye slugger at the monsters and it would chop him to pieces and sometimes we get blood and everything? Remember that? Do you? Good. Because we don't get that here. Here, we get explosions. Were these monsters made of highly volatile genetics? What happens if they trip? Do they explode when they fall down by mistake? Moving on.
The laser effects fare no better. I can't think of a single time where I was impressed with anything. Even the camera work is subpar beyond comprehension. We get a lot of shaky cam moments, but at least we got a cool 2-second deadite moment.
That's a positive, right? Right?
From what I can find, the show's composer was a man named Shuzuka Tamagawa, and his music is just as bad as the rest of the show. What's worse is that his score sounds like it belongs in a porno.
Then again, this show looks and feels like a porno without the porn.
The music is so poorly placed as it never seems to fit the scene it belongs in. Oh, you think the Super Nintendo track fits here because they're in a club?
俺は何を信じたらいいのか。少なくとも俺はお前の味方だ。何でも話せよ。他に覚えてることはないのか。
Well, how about in this scene?
1軒目はイーストランド屋外駐車場。2軒目は13号埋め立て地。いずれも真夜中に発生している。
Or what about this track in this spot?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
The worst thing is, this is the type of music I would normally like, but these tracks are just loathsome to listen to, especially when you hear some of them continuously repeated over the course of a single episode. Finally, there is no opening theme, but we do get a heavy metal wannabe closing song.
As long as you're stuck next to me, I will stand for you. The music takes me, breaks me.
And this is why the gods invented the hearing impaired.
The episodes.
Come on. Must think of something positive to say. There has to be something positive I can think of. What were 2 good episodes? Just 2. Just give me 2 good episodes. Okay.
Episodes 8 and 9 were pretty good episodes, although that isn't saying much considering the selection. The 8th episode, Blood Message, is the one I talked about earlier with the Hitchcock references. Also, if you are a fan of Kamen Rider Blade, you might recognize Missing Ace's Yuki Kuroda in it. It's a cool episode as it features the Hupnath killing off a bunch of gang members on days with a thunderstorm for what happened in the past. There is a nice plot twist that is probably as clever as this show can get. Red Moon is the title of the 9th episode, which features the Jujin.
Bless you!
It's like a Wolfman story with some neat ideas, such as a pair of goggles that lets the characters see into the past, and a love story gone wrong. It is never explained why the Jujin mutated from the water though. As for the rest of the episodes, they pretty much suck. We do have an episode that starts out interesting with people's brain shrinking,
Most likely from reading the scripts to this show.
but then it boggles down into lackluster territory. In fact, that is pretty much the problem with this show. I will give the production staff a tip of a hat for being ambitious, but they didn't have the capabilities to ferment these ideas. This in turn causes the show to be nothing more than a glorified mess of missed opportunities, with the biggest one being a show that is pretty much episodic and only 12 episodes long.
無事でよかったよ。
ここ
Overall, Ultra 7X is hands down the worst Toku series I have ever watched from start to finish. The episodes were just a pain to sit through, and the characters are not even remotely interesting enough to keep the audience engaged. It doesn't... Oh, these? These are my protection goggles to keep my brain from shrinking. It's the only way I was able to finish this show. Yeah, so with that said, I am giving Ultra 7X a generous 1 out of 5 grown-ups in spandex. Unless you have to watch every Ultra series in existence, there is no reason to bother with this piece of trash. Trust me, you will be doing yourself a favor. Oh, my head hurts. This show sucks. Until next time, bye.
So-called 刑事